Hey, Christoph here. I shared a video yesterday about a sign-in with Bitcoin reference design. I've been investigating, and part of of my research there was actually to build a simple web app that does this thing. The idea for this came around to actually practically build something came around a year ago or so, because I think building something is a really good way to figure out exactly where those small problems are. For example, if you have a paid action that the user does on a website, you actually have to go and request an invoice from a node, and then you have to make a payment. There's a lot of friction potentially there, and fees are involved. So you can figure out, some people can figure this stuff out theoretically. I need to do it practically. So here, this is the thing that I've been messing with. It's SatPoll.Club, which you can find at the URL SatPoll.Club, surprisingly. And it's a simple image voting polling service. So you can ask a question. People can say, I like this one or I like that one better. And creating a poll costs 25 sats and voting costs 5 sats. And that is an opportunity then to experiment exactly with those friction points in payments and in designing interfaces specifically for them. But let's start with authentication. So I have Albi installed. So when I go to sign in, I will press this button here. This button is only visible when the browser has detected that WebLN is available. That is a JavaScript object, essentially, that Albi injects into the page. That is kind of a communication channel between the website and the Albi extension. So when I click here, the website will ask, hey, please sign this message here. And that message, that result of that message, that signature then will be used as a unique identifier of the user. So you can see the website now in the background. It's waiting for something to happen. When I press confirm, the extension will send my unique signature back. And then the website can use that to either match that against an existing user in the database or a new user. In this case, I already have an account. So it takes me back to the home page here. I'm logged in, and it can retrieve my account information. Now, there's an option here to deposit sats into the account. So I can just say, well, I want to deposit this, or that. And then those sats will become credits on the website. Benefit of that is that for future paid action, they can be just removed in the database from the amount that you have. There's no need anymore to create specific Lightning invoices on the node and handle that payment track. But that's no fun, really. So and that's why we're going to create a poll here first. So what I need to do here is pick 2 images, prepared something here. Let's pick them. And so the question is, how do you feed kittens? Give them milk or to a bear. So I want to know how people practice this. So you can tell the poll button here, it says, okay, this will cost 25 sats. Probably not super obvious, but here we are. It's an experiment, right? So when I press this button, it's going to first upload the images, store the poll data in the database. Then it will talk to the node and request an invoice. Requesting an invoice for my testing takes about 800 milliseconds. So you can see the upload and the invoice generation takes a few seconds here, a little bit of friction. And then because this is the higher amount, it actually requires me to confirm that I want to do this. So here the front end has an invoice, and that invoice can be passed to Albi to pay, or it can also be displayed here. And then I could scan this with whatever wallet I have on my phone, for example, and pay it. And then I'll have to say, okay, I paid this. But I'm gonna do this with Albi here as I'm pressing this button. Then Albi will ask me, do I want to do this? I say yes, and hopefully this works now. I have 813 sats here in my Albi. So this now goes out and talks to the node, tries to pay the invoice. It gets the result back. It gets the pre-image back. It gets the result, and it gets kind of a payment proof. Then it passes that proof into the website, and then the website knows that this has been paid and has proof for that. And then this poll can be marked as published, and that's pretty much it. So now this poll is public. I can share this with people, or I can delete it, or I can also vote on my own polls. Then here in the accounts, I can go in and see all the payments that I've made here already. Let's go to this poll here. So now let's find another poll. Here I like summer. So this is a 5 sat payment, so it's less money, I guess. It's still a super tiny amount, but it's small, like not even a cent, I think. Depends on the current Bitcoin price. But so in here, instead of asking the user to confirm whether they want to pay it, I decided to take the route of you just press vote. Then again, it grabs this invoice, and it will send the invoice straight to Albi to request the payment. So there's no extra confirmation in here. Now, if I had set a budget in Albi here, I wouldn't even, weird that it popped up twice. I wouldn't even see this pop up here. It would automatically be paid, but no, I haven't set a budget, so I'm just going to confirm it and pay it. Here again, Albi talks to the node, negotiates the payment, and sends the payment proof. And now, I can see there's one vote, and I voted on this one. I can't vote on it anymore. So that is basically how it works. I can delete my vote, I can delete a poll, and that's basically it. So that there are some other details. Something that I've done here with, let's look at this one. So let's say it asks Albi, but if I cancel this and I press the button again, then I get this overlay here, and then it gives me more options. Eventually, I think it would be interesting to implement ln_url here. And if ln_url auth were implemented, then you would not need a browser extension anymore. You could sign in from your phone, and you can make payments from your phone, for example, and the browser would never know about the state of this, which is this application of the login state, which is kind of interesting. Complete separation of the actual application that's running and your wallet. So I think there's a lot of interesting stuff here that can be done. But that's it. I think one of the interesting things here to figure out is if you've noticed these payment flows here, they take a few seconds because there's a lot of back and forth involved. I'm very curious how much they can be optimized here. I'm also kind of curious if people are even willing to pay any sats for this. I mean, this is an experiment, but I think it's also interesting to see, how the economics around this work. For example, if a polling tool would be free, people could spam it with all kinds of stuff. If there's a small payment involved, they might not want to do that. And maybe there's kind of a limit where if you increase the cost that is required, then maybe people will post higher quality polls, maybe things that they really, really care about, and stuff for fun, like the one that I posted here, maybe they won't do, and it will be a better experience for the users on the website. Anyways, that's kind of it. It's been very interesting. I'm also hoping to share more about the design choices here in the background and how this whole thing was built as part of the Shock the Web hackathon, and also in a written format, so maybe it helps some other people who want to build things, build them faster and better. And I'm always happy here to hear feedback. If you try out this website, it's at SatPoll.Club. You're probably going to find a bunch of bugs, things will not work, and that's the state. Let me know, and I'll fix them, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.